Hey guys, Retro Gaming Guy here. So today in this video, we're going to unbox, demo, and review another mini PC from my favorite brand, MinisForum. This is the NAB6 LITE mini PC right here. This has some amazing offerings here. Let's dive into some of the specs before we unbox, demo, and review this product. So first and foremost, this offers the Intel Core i5-12600 processor. That's 12 cores, 16 threads. We've got speeds of up to 4.7 gigahertz on here, 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, a 512 gigabyte SSD installed within, running Windows 11. And we also have a wide range of different port options here that we're going to comb through momentarily. So let's first unbox this, and then we'll check out what it has to offer in terms of layout and design, and of course test it out with a wide range of games. All right, so nicely packaged here. We've got our user manual here from MinisForum, and we'll just kind of thumb through that. So it does walk through everything that is included in here, in addition to, of course, the mini PC. We also have a layout of all of our port options and different connections that we can make. It's in a bunch of different languages, and it also walks through how you can access everything internally and how you would make all of your different connections to your PC and other devices. So now, we're going to go ahead and set that aside for right now. I want to see what else is included in here before we comb through the actual mini PC itself. So inside here, we have all of our additional accessories. So let's take a closer look. We've got our mount right here. So we can mount this to the inside of an arcade cabinet, the outside of a cabinet, a desk, backside of a monitor, etc. We have our power supply cable, which is in two parts here. So you'll take this part, connect it over, and you'll be ready to go there. We also have a regular HDMI cable included inside here. We have our extra mounting screws, which will come in handy if we start accessing everything internally. And we also have a SATA connection that we can go ahead and connect over inside the MinisForum, so we can add a hard drive or an SSD if we wanted to. So let's go ahead and take a closer look now at the actual mini PC. All right, guys, here is our mini PC. And as I mentioned, we have the top panel here, which for easy access, we have 2 points of contact that we can just simply press. I'll show you, one is right there in that front right corner, one is in the front left corner, and that frees up the entire lid here. If we open this up, we can see everything internally. So we can see our RAM, we can see our M2 SSD that's already installed there, but we also have a connection right here in the middle where we can actually bring in our SATA connection. We can simply press this into place in there, and then we have the ability to bring in either a hard drive or an SSD, and that is going to actually secure to the back side of the top panel. And you'll notice that if you look closely, there are screw holes in here. If you see right here, screw holes are right here on this piece, as well as on this side over here. So you can actually secure your SSD or hard drive into place on the top of the, or the bottom side of the lid rather. And we have these 4 screws here that are going to enable us to do that. Now, when it's time to go ahead and reinstall the top lid, all you have to do is line up these 2 holes back here with the 2 pieces on the inside of the lid, drop it in place, and simply hit those 2 points of contact to secure it back in place. So it doesn't get any easier than that. Now, in terms of port options here in the front, we have a Type-C port right here. We have 2 USB 3 ports. We have our audio jack connection right here and our power button, all located in the front panel for easy access. Both sides, left and right, have great ventilation over here. On the back side now, we have a ton of other port options. We have 2 USB 3 ports. We have an HDMI port. We have another Type-C port, 2 Ethernet ports, another HDMI, another Type-C, and a power supply port right there, where we're going to go ahead and plug in our power supply cable, which again we see right over here. So this end right here plugs directly in there, and we are able to provide this with power. So one really cool thing about this is the fact that all of our USB-A ports are USB 3. So oftentimes on the backside, we'll see mini PC companies give us just a regular USB connection and not USB 3. USB 3 is much better, so I love the fact that we have 4 USB 3 connections here, so 2 on the back, 2 in the front here. So for gamers, that's going to be huge. We also have 3 USB-C connections, so we have 2 in the back, we have 1 in the front here. And because we have 2 USB-C ports in the back, as well as 2 HDMI ports in the back, we can actually get this mini PC up and running on 4 different displays at the same time. So you can have 4 monitors into the mix with this mini PC. That's huge. That's an amazing capability. I don't typically use that many monitors in my setups, but it still is a great option to have nonetheless. So we've got a lot to offer here, but we got to check this out with gaming and see where the limitations are, because judging by the specs, we are going to have some limitations, but I think it's going to be on the more high-end AAA titles out there. So we'll try this out first with emulation. We'll see how it performs there, and then we'll kick it up a few notches and we'll see if this can handle any AAA titles. Let's dive into it and see where performance lies with the NAB6 LITE from MinisForum.
15 left. 30 left. 40 left. Fight.
punchy today. Next customer.
All right, guys, we checked out the NAB6 LITE here from MinisForum. Now, first and foremost, I love what this offers in terms of layout and design. We've got that lid on top that's very easy to open up. You can access everything internally in seconds. You don't have to waste time flipping this over, pulling off the sticky feet in the bottom, wrestling with these tiny screws just to gain access to everything internally. This is literally hit those two pressure points, pop the lid, and you can access everything inside. Now, you also have the ability to jump in here and to install an SSD or a hard drive. You can mount that to the bottom side of the lid here as well. So that's absolutely amazing, super convenient, incredibly efficient. Now, in terms of port offerings here, I love the fact that we can actually have access to 4 USB 3 ports on here. 2 are on the front panel, which is great for gamers like myself. Two are on the back side as well. We also have 3 Type-C ports on here. More and more things are using Type-C, so that's awesome. And we also can get this up and running on 4 different displays with this mini PC, so that's amazing as well. Now, I don't personally use 4 displays ever, but a lot of people do. A lot of people use it for work, video editing. If you're into the stock market, 4 displays is crucial for you. So this accommodates that. You have 2 HDMI ports on the back. You have 2 Type-Cs. So 4 displays are possible here. That's pretty sweet. Now, $339 is the price point for this. In terms of gaming performance, we do have some shortcomings with AAA titles, but for emulation gaming, there's really no issues whatsoever. You're able to get into everything from Atari and classic arcade all the way up through PS3. We even jumped into Nintendo Switch here today, Wii U, great experience on all of those. This also stays nice and cool as well, which is pretty typical for MinisForum. They have put together some really great cooling systems for their mini PCs. So, you know, after gaming on here for a while, I would say it was on here for about 3.5 hours today, testing out titles, some of which were far beyond what this could handle effectively. But even with those super demanding AAA titles that didn't perform well, this stayed nice and cool. So that's always a good indication that this is put together very nicely. Now, for AAA gaming, as I mentioned, there are titles that do not work well at all. There's titles that work perfectly. It's very hit or miss. I wouldn't recommend this for AAA gaming on here, but you can have a good experience. It just depends what games you're jumping into. Unfortunately, there's no way to really know beforehand exactly what the experience is going to be like with your favorite titles. So we saw with Spider-Man, for example, it was laggy. It definitely felt very glitchy, and we had some minor screen tearing. It's minor, but still exists there. It's not the experience that we would want to have with a game like that. So unfortunately, it falls short with a lot of AAA titles, especially games like Fortnite, for example. You're not going to want to play on a mini PC like this. So if you're looking for a great AAA title experience, there's some other options from MinisForum that I'll actually provide links to in the description of this video. They're going to cost a little bit more though, because they have better processors, they have better speeds, just overall better capabilities. And obviously with better, you're going to spend a little bit more money. So it's going to be far beyond the $339 price point here, which is for the 16 gigabyte RAM version, not the 32 gigabyte RAM version. If you're looking at the 32 gigabyte RAM version of the NAB6 LITE, you're going to spend about $20 more. So I believe it's about $359.99 rather than $339.99. Prices do fluctuate though, so take that into consideration. But yeah, there's some definitely some really high-end options from MinisForum that's going to get you into more AAA games, much smoother, and it's going to be a much better experience in the end. But you're probably going to spend about $500 to $550 for those higher-end options, which honestly is much cheaper than it was even 3-4 months ago. So check the links in the description of this video. I'll provide links to not only the NAB6 there, but some other options from MinisForum as well. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of this option from MinisForum. I think that is priced very fairly here for the specs that you get in the end, and you can have a great experience on here. It just depends what you're looking for, what you're hoping to get into, and all that stuff. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of the NAB6 LITE. You guys know the deal though. If you enjoyed the content today, please give me a thumbs up on the video. It's a huge help to me here on YouTube. And of course, hit subscribe to stay in the loop for all future videos right here on the Retro Gaming Guy YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for your time. Thanks for the support. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.